Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Weniger with Essante Organics. And let me ask you something. What if I told you that now tonight you're going to be sitting on a tool right now that could build you a global business without you chasing people, convincing people, or even selling anything? What if I told you this isn't about hype? This is about positioning yourself right in front of one of the biggest shifts in health, in wealth, and lifestyle, and it's happening right now. Because what we're about to show you is not just a tool, it's a movement. Okay, we are living in a time where people are waking up. They're questioning, what are we putting inside of our bodies? What are we putting on top of our bodies? What's in their homes? And more importantly, they're realizing that, what? The system was never built to create health. It was built to manage sickness. And people are done with that. I mean, we see it all day long. They're searching for something different. And that brings me to something extremely powerful. And what we have been teaching, and I have for over 30 some odd years, and we're focusing in on it because it's real. And it's the blue zones, the blue zone transition, right? And you've probably heard of the concept of blue zones, places in the world where people live longer, they have really no chronic illness, they have more energy, more vitality, more life. And you know what? If you actually watch that series, the average life expectancy in a blue zone, it's 98 years old. But they're interviewing people way above 110, and you're not seeing somebody shaking and these people look like they're in their 60s and loving, and they have vibrant lives. And it's not because of some magical pill, it's because of their environment, their food, their lifestyle, their inputs, and their daily habits. So the real question, what if you didn't have to move across the world to experience that? What if you could create a blue zone inside your own body and a blue zone inside your own home? Because here's the truth most people don't understand. Your body responds to the environment you create for it. When you clean up your inputs, eliminate toxic overload, fuel your body with real, organic, whole food nutrition, then guess what happens? You then shift the terrain. And when the terrain shifts, energy improves, inflammation, you aren't going to find it. The body begins to function the way it was designed to. So this is about creating a body and a lifestyle where health thrives instead of struggles, right? So now what I want to do is introduce you to what Angie and the marketing department developed. It was absolutely brilliant, because what we're doing is trying to create the easiest platform for you to introduce somebody. So this does all the work for you. So you're going to have two brand new landing pages and now here's where it gets exciting, because Essante Organics didn't just create products. We create systems. And this is a tool that actually does what most people struggle to do. It educates, it attracts, it converts, and it duplicates. This page, this system. It's designed so you don't have to explain everything, and it does all the heavy lifting for you. So I'm going to share my screen, And we're going to look at these landing pages, okay? And how you're going to actually use them. All right, so let me get to that. And we're going to share. All right, perfect. And you can see my screen. And we're going to go right to here. Oh, we're going to go right to here. And this is a back office. This is somebody's back office, okay? And you all, when you're in the company, you have your own back offices, whether you're just a wholesale customer or whether you're a organic influencer. And so how are we going to find this tool, right? That's the first thing, right? And it's very, very simple. You're going to get into your back office. You're going to go to tools and training. And we're going to go down to share tool, my web links, right? And you're going to click that. And it's going to take you back here. And here it is, the GoGreen Pack landing pages. And when you click on this right there, it's going to take you to this Blue Zone GoGreen Pack that we have developed. Now, it's very easy to use. All you have to do is go like this. Click to copy, boom, and it's copied, and you can send it to anybody. And when you send it to somebody, what it's going to look like, when they click on it, it comes up. It comes up. And this is it. It's going to take your people, anybody you send this to, it's going to take them right to their page. And then you're going to have a beautifully designed video that's going to talk all about those blue zones. We aren't going to watch it now because you can go watch it yourself as when we're done with this. And as we scroll down this page, I mean, that video is absolutely brilliant. Kudos to Angie for putting that thing together. It is, the mood is, it's feng shui, I'm telling you, right? And that's exactly the best way I can describe it. I mean, it's soothing, it's great, a lot of information, great education. And then they come down here and they can see all what, you send this page to somebody or the link, and they're going to click on this. They're going to see what's inside the package, right? And then buy and save now. And when they click on that, it's going to take the person that you sent this site to, it's going to take them right to this page. Once you click on it, I'll do it. Okay? It's going to take them right to the join and save area. That is absolutely brilliant. So it's going to do all the work for you, right? And it's going to talk about biofilm and how that works inside of our guts. And we're going to see every single product here. It's great. And as you're going down, they can stop at any point, click buy and save. It's going to take them. Here we go. It gives you a Be Natural tab video. Here's the product line again. Tells about the earth rings. They get to see that. Here's the videos. This does all the work for you. All of it. It's the most pinpoint easiest thing you possibly can do. It's a system, and it was designed for you so you don't have to explain everything. That whole entire page does it all. It does everything for you. So, let's be real, right? Most people fail in this industry or when they have a home-based business because they think that they have to convince people and they think they have to sell, right? And that's old thinking. With this, it's real simple. You share the page educates, the page builds belief, the page creates the desire. When someone clicks buy and save, it now takes them directly to your ecosystem, all right? Your business, your store, your future. So imagine this. Instead of chasing, 10 people, you put this page in front of 100 people, maybe 1,000, 10,000, and the system does all the work 24 hours a day, right? You're not just building income, you're building leverage. I mean, that's what leverage is all about. You're building duplication because this is so simple, everybody can follow it. And then at that point, you're building an empire. right? So this is not about trying something. This is about recognizing. You're recognizing timing, you're recognizing positioning, you're recognizing an opportunity. And this particular package, the Blue Zone package, on that page is also in your back office for you to purchase as well. So it's not only on the page that you can share for somebody, but if you're involved in the company, right, it's also a discount page. So we made it both so everybody can keep on taking advantage and advantage and advantage of this page. So, here's the move. You get back to the person who invited you and say, hey, I'm ready. Show me how to plug in, right? Because the one who moves now, right, and are the people that actually we'll be talking about later. So you don't need more products. That's one thing we know. We're very in tune to that, right? You might need some better positioning. So the marketing team, along with Angie, who heads that all up, this isn't the first page that's getting built. We're already working on something else, right? So you know what? Stop selling and start sharing systems that actually do all the work for you. The future belongs to those who create leverage. And that's what we're doing in this company, creating leverage, not labor. So if your environment is toxic, your results will be too, right? So that's that. Now, if you want to hang out, I'm going to give you some next level training here. And what I want to do with that is this is for the one percenters, okay? Not everybody wants to be a one percenter. This is where we separate people who dabble from people who actually build something that actually scales. So you don't need no more hype. You need a machine that anyone can plug into and run. So if we're going to talk about next level, and you're going to be talking to your people about that, right? This is for the business builders now. It's simple, it's duplicatable, and it's relentless, right? Remember, traffic, tool, conversion, right? It's one of these breaks. Your business slows. If all these things are if one of those actually breaks, traffic, tool, and conversion, then guess what? Your business is going to slow down. But if all are dialed in, you can't stop growing. And we're going to be bringing out even more of these, right? So if people don't see it, nothing happens, right? So the daily target. Now, if you want to be in the 1% bracket that we all hear about, well, then you're going to have to, do the 10 to 20 new exposures minimum. Okay? That's what you do. Again, this is for the 1%ers now. So don't go, ooh, I don't have that much. You can build slow or you can build like guys that are full time. And you do 10 to 20 new exposures minimum, 5 to 10 follow-ups, one piece of content. Oh my gosh, that's huge, And what I would do, if that was me, if I was going to do 10 to 20 people a day, and remember, you got to set your goals according to if you're going to plan your work and work your plan, you have to create realistic goals, because the minute that you don't hit that, then you're going to start failing more and more, because you're going to try to play catch up, and you can't do that. So if it's 3 a day, it's 3. If it's 5 a day, it's 5. Don't overshoot how many people you can talk to. That's the worst position you can get yourself in. So then what I would do is I would rotate between my warm market, like, friends, old contacts, cold market. Well, if you're on social media, new followers, like people that comment on your posts. How about getting into organic groups? That's huge. And you know what? You just said a quick question. Are you still open to improving your health organically? I came across something I think you'd respect. Can I send it? That's simple. Send the link, right? Now, I'm not sure if this is for you, but I thought about you when I saw this. Things like that, right? So you can post you can do different things when you're posting, right? If you post one time per day minimum, well, then you do like a disruptive post. How about most people think they're healthy until they read the label, or you can put a story up there. You know, what I thought was healthy 5 years ago, I wouldn't touch today, right? Or you could do something with curiosity, right? There's a reason people in blue zones don't live like we do, right? Or if you want, do a call out, right? I like the call outs. You know, if your house is full of chemicals, your results will be too. You know, so then you always put the link to this into your bio, your comments, your direct message funnel, whatever that looks like, right? Um, what are some other things you could write? You know, I'm trying to give you some ideas here if you're going to post like 5 to 10 posts a day or slides daily, right? You know, you could do a poll, right? Do you read labels? Yes or no? Or behind the scenes? Curiosity. It's crazy. It's awesome. Testimonials. We got plenty of those. Go to the Essante Organics page on Facebook, and you don't have enough days in life to pull off all those testimonials, right? You know, everybody does that. Drop info if you want, right? And you know what? Here's the discipline that I think most people lack is do not over explain. The second you start typing paragraphs to people, right? Now all of a sudden you're going to lose your leverage, right? So your job in here is to send the page. Let the page do the work, right? And so I would send it out to somebody and say, you know, if you got a quick minute and a half, because that's all it is, minute and 41 seconds, right? I'd say, perfect. Would you watch this real quick and tell me what stands out? You know, this, you can say it if you want. This explains this better than I can. Take a look, right? This will make after, you know, this will make everything make sense. Go check this out, right? And you know, the rule is they haven't seen the page. Don't try to explain anything. Wait until they look at the page, and then your follow-up system. This is where 90% of the people drop the ball, right? The follow-up tree, right? After they view it, well, what stood out to you most, right? And if they're interested, love it. Are you more interested in using products or building an income? And if it's products, you know, it's real simple. Perfect. You know, I'll help you get set up, you know, with the best starting point. Tell me your goals. What are your health goals? What are you looking to do? Right. And then if it's the business part, right? And then if it's the business, it's like, great. Well, you know what? This is where it gets exciting. Let's plug you into the system, right? And you know what? For people, maybe this will help people because I get this a lot. A lot of people ask me this, so I put this out there. If you don't get any response from somebody, I ask. I just say, hey, did you get a chance to check that out? You know, and that would be the first day. You know, I'd let it go for a whole day. And if I don't hear anything on day 2, curious, hey, what were your thoughts? And day 3, I'd be saying, you know, it's all good if it's not for you. I just didn't want you to miss out, right? And you know what? Here's a rule that you should really live your life by if you're going to really do well in this space. The fortune is in the follow-up, but only if you actually follow up, right? You know, we're providing you things with this company for your teams, right? Because if your team can't copy you, then you don't have a business. You at that point you have a hobby, right? So the 3 rules is what? Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it repeatable. It's very simple, right? And so, you know, what I would be teaching my team in the field, and I teach anybody everything. I teach this all day long anyway. You don't need to be good at something. You just need to be consistent. And especially with this page, it does all the work for you. You don't need to know everything. You need to send a page, right? And you don't need confidence. You need action. So get positioned, right? You know, because I think this is where you can separate this company from every other company that's in this space. or even in the health and wellness space, I believe, because you're not pushing products. You're educating people, and then you're giving them resources. That's it. We don't sell anything. We educate people on what they're using in their homes and on themselves. And once they're educated, once you know, I know there's somebody in here watching this. Once you know, and you can't pretend you don't know. So, what are you doing? You're pushing out the page. You're creating a blue zone lifestyle. Clean inputs, better outputs, build health and income simultaneously, right? So, let me just make it simple. Again, if you're one of these 1%ers, then you got to do this thing daily. You got to set aside how many am I going to do? You have to send a page, you have to follow up, and I guarantee it, you're going to win. You're going to win. And because you know what? That's what separates the leaders from everybody else, because they're sitting around wondering why nothing's happening. And we're making things happen because, we got a marketing team that's headed up by Angie that allows everybody to win. This is not complicated, but it does require consistency, right? And if you want to be one of those people that they're talking about, the 1%ers, speed beats perfection, action creates clarity, exposure builds empires, and consistency is what separates the earners from the talkers. So my advice would be get into the back of your back office and get into there and look at the Blue Zone package. And we did that because that's the most popular package that we sell at this moment, because we're dealing with a lot of people that want to create good health. Yeah, we have everything else, but that's one of the packages that people want to really get right. And so that's one of our best-selling packages. And so Angie and the team created that whole ecosystem around that page. So get in your back offices, check it out. It's there now. It's live. You can, there's little links on there. You can just push that thing and it'll share right directly on a Facebook or any social media, platform that you want. And there's a little copy button there. You can just copy the link and pop that thing out to everybody. And I would. So thank you for joining us for this. I guess we can stop the recording.